and only death will linger near. Blended made only to be broken. Behold, victory's open and red. Damned on these lands, roast and ablaze. The end, immolation. My time can end the pain. Drowning those who see, breathing movement, dropping liar. Forest with nature, let me needle name the lion of the blood and the hunger has set the wound free. No rain from the heavens will change melody. Been laid to waste, decaying. I'm the mud, burning bright. Damn all these lands, worlds in a blaze. The end, immolation. My time can end the pain. Drowning those who see, breathing movement, running liar. Forest with nature, blood me needles, made the lion of the blood. The hunger has set the wound free. No rain from the heavens will change melody.
And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Woo! All right, we just heard Head Sick all the way from Sweden, and they were a band that we had used a long time ago on our Hey Look What I Found. We've used them a couple of times.
I think they released a song a while ago. I mean, it's been a couple of years since we played them.
Well,
this is brand new music.
Brand new music. We just played a song called The Crowning off their EP, also called The Crowning.
Yeah.
That band was called Head Sick. Check them out, from Sweden. And then we heard Tanzan, Wolves on the Fence, and that song is off of their upcoming new EP, Hex, coming out this weekend, the 24th, at the Beat Kitchen. What day is that's
Saturday.
Saturday. And that show is the Stand Together 2016. Is that a tour? I don't know.
No, it's just a 2-day show that they're playing festival.
So they're playing with El Famous, Contra, Bubbles Erotica, and Welp. And that is on September 25th, $10, all ages, 5:30 show at the Beat Kitchen. So check them out. But I am Luco Blaze, Morgan Danielle, the chin hair of knowledge, and you are rocking out with the Metal Experience. And tonight we have with us for the third time, Devangelist.
The three-peat.
What's
going on?
What up?
How you doing?
Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and who's missing tonight?
I'm Dakota Raymond. I'm the guitarist.
My name is Timmy Bastard. I am the bassist of the band, and missing tonight is Mr. Douglas Taylor. He is our lead singer. He is unfortunately in jail because he was arrested for exposing himself at full terror assault a couple weeks ago, and he is now serving a short term in jail for that.
Oh my God!
Yes, he was in the pit and he lost his pants, and he got in a lot of trouble for that.
He took dicks out for Harambe too far.
He was just rocking out to Dying Fetus, and unfortunately, he didn't make it back from Southern Illinois. So we're hoping he'll be back soon.
That sounds like him. Mm-hmm.
And then our drummer, Mr. Ryan Cawley, he's unfortunately in the hospital.
What?
He was on a Pokemon Go trip.
Oh my God.
Looking for it, and he seemed to have fallen off a hill, and he is now recovering from his injuries from his Pokemon Go excursion.
It better have been a good Pokemon, Ryan.
I think it was Snorlax or somebody. I don't know.
I don't know if Snorlax is that worth it, but
Snorlax
feel
is
better,
spirit
man,
animal.
and put down that phone. No more Pokemon Go for you, bro.
His spirit animal.
We hope he gets well soon.
Well, let's bring back
Best of luck to those two fools.
some memories here. You were on October 22nd of 2013, and you were the only band, well, at that time that, thanks to Ryan, so that's why I brought it up, who automatically booked your next visit and Everything Must Die at the same time. So April 29th of 2014 was the last time that you were on our show. Wow. So it's been
a
about
little while.
a year and a half.
A couple years.
So let's catch up from all of that time lost in between. Tell us about Devangelist.
What have you gentlemen been doing? Since
doing?
then?
What you be doing?
Other than Ryan and Doug doing great things.
We've got some new material. It's not out yet. We're still working on a new album. We've had a few difficulties along the way, but we're trying, hoping to release at least a 5-song EP pretty soon here, and just go the route everyone does, put it on Bandcamp and Facebook. And
it's really recorded. It's recorded and done. It's just a matter of we're having some technical difficulties with it, just the finalization of the product. And once that gets all ironed out, then that will basically, we'll have something. We'll have something new. Unfortunately, we don't have anything new today, but we've been very hopeful. We've been working hard on it, and but yeah, our new stuff is awesome. So we definitely have a lot of new songs and been playing a lot of shows.
And you said that's a 5-song EP?
Yes.
You got a title for that?
probably just going self-titled.
Okay. And then where was that recorded?
Mercenary out of Zion.
Is that where you guys recorded the previous stuff that we're going to be playing tonight?
No. That was recorded at Crime Dog in Grays Lake.
Crime Dog.
We recorded our first CD there at Mercenary Studios with Scott Creekmore. He used to be in Broken Hope, Lupara. Really good producer. We recorded our first album, Allegory of Fear, which came out in 2008 there. Then we went to Grays Lake for what we're going to play today. And then, we went back to Scott for this round.
Perfect. And then the difference in recording from the first time with him to this time.
He's upgraded his studio like tenfold. Like when we first went to him back in the day, actually Devangelist even before that recorded our very first demo back in 2006 there. And that was really before he was doing anything. And his whole setup wasn't much. It was just a little room, mixing board. It wasn't a lot. Now he's definitely, over the years, he's recorded a lot of great albums, a lot of great bands like Waco Jesus, No Conviction, Everything Must Die. He's definitely upgraded his entire studio now to where there's a separate room for vocals. It's just a really nice setup now.
Very cool, very cool. And we cannot wait for the new stuff.
So how many tracks were you planning on releasing on this EP or album? Let's put that difference.
At least 5.
5?
Now that it's taken a little longer, maybe we'll add a few more to that.
Because we have a lot more to give than that, like that we haven't recorded yet. We do have a lot more music. I think it's a matter of if we're going to do that, then we would have to jump back in there and finalize all that.
And then do you guys have artwork and everything done for it?
No.
We have our T-shirt artwork that's been pretty popular. We call one the Planet Eater, and then
the wolf.
The wolf, yeah. So we might use that, but we were kind of thinking just use our schematic logo for it that we haven't really done much with yet, except for merch.
We gave you the stickers earlier. It's a real cool, looks like a math equation over our logo. It's pretty
Some
cool.
Da Vinci shit.
And who did this logo with the math equations behind it?
Honestly, I don't remember. That was actually because we had our original logo that we had back in the day, and that was our second. This is the logo we've been writing for a little while now.
I was holding it upside down like an idiot.
That was our. It was a long time ago. We got that logo, so I couldn't tell you where we got that from.
All right. Very cool, very cool. Well, tonight you guys brought us what to play?
3 songs. Again, these are the ones that were recorded in Grays Lake. So we have Crocodile, which is our song about the infamous drug, Xenocorpse, and then also Algorithm.
Well, why don't we go ahead and play one of those tracks to introduce the world again for the 3rd time to Devangelist. What do you guys want to play first?
Let's go Crocodile.
And then that was off of just a 3-song EP. Did that have a title or just?
That was just an EP,
yeah.
That
Okay.
was just a release.
Very cool. All right, well then let's go ahead and fucking rock out to some Crocodile.
Crocodile.
And now, back to the metal experience.
Did you say hookers and blow?
No, I said the metal experience.
That's not nearly as good.
Fuck you. Will you wear the blood? So you follow ya.
And we are back. I am Morgan Danielle with
No, you're
Luco
not.
Blaze
Liar.
and the Chin Hair of Knowledge. And we are here once again with our friends in Devangelist.
Hi, guys.
It's been a minute. And we just heard a song called Crocodile. And that song, I remember the first time we played it on the show, freaked me the fuck out because some people may not know this about Crocodile, but it is a very scary fucking drug. But you guys
scary,
are the
more like
experts because you
awesome.
wrote a song about it. So please describe this in obviously the most graphic detail you can and how you found out about it and why you wrote a song about it.
Okay, I think I found out about it from Drudge Report before it hit Chicago. It went directly from Russia to Chicago, of course. And it's basically 10 times stronger than heroin, and I think you break down some form of hydrocodone and morphine, and you cook it up, and you shoot it up, and within a month,
Ugh.
your flesh starts rotting from the inside
Ugh.
out. And usually people were losing flesh around their triceps, forearms, legs, and thighs. And it pretty much, you develop gangrene from the inside out, so you don't even have a chance to fix it.
So if you're really looking for a great weight loss program, Crocodile, you'll be dropping the pounds in no time.
But then you gotta go with bath salts too.
I think you showed us a
yeah,
video on YouTube too.
Yeah.
You can
It's
look
pretty
it up.
gross.
If people want to just see skin rotting and burning off, it's nasty.
It's fallen out of the news, but it hit Chicago real bad about, I don't know, I want to say 18 months after we released the song. All of a sudden, it was
Like
it was a household name.
Devangelist told us to. We just heard the song and we had to try it. It sounded so brutal.
Oh, we have quite the influence.
So then, what that song, is that the song actually about that
Yeah.
drug? The lyrics and everything?
Yeah. I don't know all the lyrics by heart. If Doug was here, he could tell you, but fucker.
I don't even know if Doug knows all
Maybe
the
we can
lyrics by heart.
call. He can call and collect.
Call him Collect.
Yeah.
We could get about 30 seconds with him from the Cave and Rock jail.
Good idea.
Oh, yeah.
We'll try. Morgan, will you set that up for us?
I'm looking into it as we speak.
Can you get his
I'm not
holding
entirely
cell?
sure if Cave in Rock Jail has a phone line though.
We didn't get any service
no
when we were
reception.
out there. So.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they give out the number very easily because
And they
it's
don't
kind
take-
of in a remote area that you're not supposed to disclose.
They don't take Harambe offenders lightly.
So we might be at a loss, but I'll definitely try. If they have an email, we may have to wait a week for a response.
They don't take kindly to Harambe.
So, really quick, again, for all the listeners, how did you guys come up with the name Devangelist?
Well, I'd say the name came up almost as an ironic joke. Long time ago, the original lineup of Devangelist, we were all
Christian
hanging
band?
out in a bar. No, definitely not a Christian band. It was before the name had come up, before any kind of band name had come up, and it was at the very beginning stages of the band. We were at a bar, and my drummer at the time, Matt Ostrander, he was just kind of, I don't know, he might have had a couple drinks in him. He might have been acting a little bit obnoxious, and somebody at the bar decided that he was going to start talking God to him. And Matt wasn't really having anything to do with it at that time, so he was just kind of shut him down, like, no, dude, I'm not going to talk about this with you. And then this guy got really mad that was trying to talk God to him, and he called him a Devangelist. And then kind of after that, we were just like, yeah,
That's
pretty
a sweet name.
pretty cool name. I mean, it's always represented. I can't. We've had the band going for so long and had different, members of the band, so it's like it's not really anything to do with religion. But originally, when we came up with it, it was really just a matter of you believe in what you believe in, and it doesn't matter what other people think you should believe in. And if an evangelist tells you what you need to believe in, then we're Devangelist. You believe in whatever you want to believe in.
Yeah, we're not pushing any sort of agenda with our lyrics or our T-shirts or anything like that.
Just medals.
Oh yeah,
So-
bring as brutal as we can.
Now you said Tim, you're one of the original members, correct?
Yeah, I'm the original bass player.
You're an OG?
Original. You're an
I'm
OG.
I'm an original OOM, maybe original member, I guess.
So then, how long have you guys? You guys have been doing Devangelist. You said 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. In 2006 is when Devangelist started. It was with thank you. It was with Ryan Johnson on guitar with Matt Zisman, Matt Ostrander on drums, and Dallas Pinkham on lead vocals. And then about in 2007 is when we brought Ryan Cawley into the band on drums. And then Kevin Retzma, who's now in DD Disfigured, he was our guitarist. And then in 2010, that's when we lost Ryan Johnson in Dallas. They moved to Arizona to pursue other interests. And then a couple years later, that's when Doug came on board on vocals. And actually, Eric was in the band for a little while. I know you played with him for a little bit in Return to the Flesh. Yes, and then once Eric left, that's when Dakota came on board, and it was kind of funny. We were talking about a little earlier that Dakota was actually we call ourselves rival bands. Like in the early Devangelist days, there was another band on the scene called Late and Lamented that Dakota was in, and we always were in kind of competition who's the heaviest, who played the better shows, and we played a lot of shows together. So it was just kind of funny that he ended up coming and joining the band.
We literally had some competition at the Rave. It was like a Guerrilla Productions, which is a hack company. We've all come to find out, but it was us and Devangelist in the finals, and whoever won, I think it was based off of crowd response. So Timmy paid like $30 a head to all these people, and of course they won.
That is purely speculation.
But yeah, it was actual competition.
And,
so
end
joining
of the story, Devangelist won that night. So
Devangelist is still winning. I joined the dark side. It's all good.
So then, this current lineup that you guys have, you four, this has been the original lineup that we've ever known.
yes,
Since
like 4
we've had you
years.
guys on the show all 3 times, it's always been the same lineup.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
correct.
good.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
guys have found the right lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. And even with other stuff going on, like Ryan's and Everything Must Die, and I have another band called Bastards Asylum up in Kenosha. So we all have our stuff going on, but it's nice that we're able to just keep on keeping on with Devangelist.
Keeping
Let's talk a little bit about your logo for a minute. And I don't know what to call a logo and then artwork. Well, obviously that. But when you say logo, do you think of a picture or do you think of your name? So I don't confuse you.
I think the name, the sticker logo that you're looking at is kind of like I always saw that as an album cover, but it's just the most complicated version of our logo we have. But really, that font that we had made for us and the name is pretty much.
Yeah, the font is awesome. I enjoy
It's legible.
It is legible. That's what I was getting at. Was some bands have these obnoxious logos that look like tree branches all meshed together.
Or vines ran over by
you're
like a
seriously
lawnmower.
trying to decipher what it says. So who created the Devangelist iconic look?
Iconic.
I mean, it is. I know because it's got like at the bottom of the D and the T, it's like, almost like wings, and then the A and the S kind of remind me of talons.
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 Talons. I say things a little weird sometimes when I'm
Talons?
not
Is there
thinking.
an oolau
straight.
over that O? Like,
Yeah. So, who
can-
was your
we-
graphic designer for this?
Timmy and I drew it up with crayons about 12 years ago.
Fantastic job.
Before I was in the band.
Okay.
We definitely paid a designer online. We found an artist online, and the idea that we gave to him was kind of like this Terminator meets Predator, but like then we were also going for this like tech death logo. So that's what the music we were going for and the logo we were going for. So that's what kind of created the font. Was just kind of like, I don't know, I guess Terminator meets Predator was the idea, and then like the math that's around it was that tech death.
We just sent him a picture of Mac from Always Sunny, and we were like, whatever this guy likes, just put it on in there.
It
And that's
kinda
what
looks-
we came up with.
It kind of looks Egyptian with all the stuff on the
a
bottom.
little bit. Maybe that's why I like it so much.
That's fitting. We use mostly Egyptian modes. in
And
our
it's like
music.
a goldish Egyptianish color.
Egyptianish.
Whenever I think of Egyptian stuff, I think of that
Devangelist.
exact color and Evangelist.
And your Walk Like an Egyptian cover.
And I'm kind of embarrassed too because that logo is way better than our old logo, and I have our old logo tattooed on my arm. So
Let's
I'm
see it.
embarrassed,
Ooh,
you
lift
know,
that
but,
arm
you
up.
know.
Well, I mean,
This
you've
is
been
the
in the
old
band
logo,
since
but
it was
yeah,
founded. It
so,
just is
yeah.
more iconic for you to have the old logo.
Yep, for
So
sure.
where
Old
will
school.
the new one be
Maybe-
tattooed?
on your forehead.
Right above it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
You could get it put underneath, and you can put
Devangelist
past
for
and
life,
future.
so why not?
tramp stamp. It would make a good tramp stamp. It's very
snap.
pretty. It flows.
That is a beautiful idea. I
It
love
looks. I could actually
But for
imagine
the
this.
tramp
One day
stamp,
when you're drunk, just
We'll
local
get an
tattoo
arrow.
shop, hit that up.
we'll get an arrow and it'll say Devangel Fist.
Ooh.
Insert Devangel Fist.
And you know who may go
Here.
along with that right now? That you should totally. I mean, if we can get a hold of Doug, they do tattoos in prison.
There we go. He can maybe.
I mean, I'm
Collect
sure
Colin.
already he's a bitch to someone.
Oh, my
He
goodness.
could probably get tattooed over
collect-
the weekend,
Collect,
right?
call him. Tell him to start networking in there.
Network.
go.
Network
To
of
his,
prison tattooists.
Prison tattooist.
Yeah.
Tattoo artist.
The tramp stamp with Devangelist.
Probably got a whole network of STDs in his butt already.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This is what happens when,
They can't
you're
say
not
show
here.
up.
Yes, yes.
You can't say
Perfect.
no.
Free game. I'm pretty sure I missed the first ever time Devangelist was on the show. So, and I'm pretty sure Doug said something nice
okay.
about me. So
It
it's all
just
good.
it just gets worse as the years progress and you start to know our format. So
We're just comfortable.
yes.
Perfect.
it's okay. We've seen that. I mean, obviously Ryan and Ryan Richards go at it, so it can't be worse than that.
That's a power couple right there.
That
It is.
a
It really
power couple.
is. It's an interesting relationship, unlike anything I've ever seen.
Anything we have ever.
For those
seen.
that don't know who we are talking about, if you're friends with Ryan Richards and Ryan Colley on Facebook, you need to look them up because if you're friends with them, then you see some ridiculous pictures,
Back
some
and
that will
forth.
never leave your mind
Meme
because
wars.
they constantly are posting ridiculous memes about each other.
They use.
They
maybe
take it to a level that
handful-
memes have never gone before with your friends.
They use a handful of like the same pictures, but they're the goofiest pictures.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that I can't get Collie to help me Photoshop a flyer together, but he can spend
But if it comes
4
to Ryan
hours a
Richards'
day.
face, he'll just
Yeah.
stare at it and do
oh,
it.
you mean you need help photoshopping faces? And Ryan, oh, I got you. Like maybe if I could just disguise the flyer as a meme and then like fix it after he leaves.
Maybe you should tell him, make this flyer, put Ryan Richards' face on it, and when he gives it to you, you can just edit him
Like make
out.
Richard's face its own layer.
Yeah.
And then I'll just remove that and we'll have a beautiful
And
Photoshop.
there you go.
The dude's a master with Photoshop now on his fucking phone. You
That's
know,
all on
like,
his phone?
It's all on his phone. He ruined his laptop. Guess how?
Porn.
The screen's broken. The screen gave out.
From making Ryan Richards porn.
Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's why he's not here tonight.
We haven't yet found the porn website of them. We've only seen the memes.
He's gotten that good with memes. Just
Oh my god.
on his phone.
kid, brilliant. I actually love every single one that they do. They
Some
are
of them I'm just like, I don't know if I can like this.
raunchy.
It's so dirty. I'm just like, my eyes.
Well, don't you ever worry, like, if you're friends with your family, it'll be like, Morgan liked this picture of a dick in her
know what?
friend's mouth.
I don't
Never.
I
I'm all
don't
good.
know how much they go
No
through their
shame.
news feed compared to some of the younger generation. I feel like they scroll, see what they want, and they're off. So I don't know if they even get that far.
I'm
unless
just saying,
I post
I've had
something.
that contemplation. Like,
Oh.
should I like this? Does this make me look bad for liking
I mean-
this?
I would actually prefer if
You
my
should
family,
know my personality. If you know that I am surrounded by a bunch of metal people, that's just what happens.
I would prefer it if my family did see that I loved those particular memes.
Oh my
What
god!
the hell? Like, oh, now I see why he loved it. It's great.
Well, that was eye opening. I learned a lot about my son today.
There's a couple of Ryan Richards with like a fucking pony with that stupid helmet on
Yes.
is one of them that he always photoshops. There's one where little Ryan, he's laying on the couch with like this brown blanket.
Oh my
He's
God.
always got his sleeping bag. He uses
Yeah.
it every night.
nice.
I think it has a name. I can't remember what it is. I think
wouldn't-
Krusty or something like that.
Oh my
Whatever
God.
happened to Little Bush?
Yeah.
Little Bush is probably stuck inside somewhere in Krusty. Just down at the bottom.
Do you remember Little Bush?
Oh, I remember the Little Bush memes were the best.
They weren't memes. They were just like a
Well,
picture
I mean,
of this
yeah,
little
they were
George
they
Bush.
were funny. I liked them.
I liked when he helped do the dishes.
Yeah, that too. Little Bush helps.
Hey,
do
thanks,
buddies.
Little Bush.
It's just
Those were
ridiculous.
good. Enough about
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Ryans. Those sons of bitches.
Jesus.
Sorry. You at least know what we're talking about, so that's
Everyone else
That's
listening
good.
is like, what the hell they're talking about?
I gotta see these memes.
maybe
I
you
don't
should suggest that
know
they
what
just
you
make a
guys are
page
talking
dedicated to that. Ryan on Ryan.
We'll fill you in.
Yeah, just make a Facebook page just dedicated. You saw how Danzig memes blew up. Ryan memes needs to blow up next.
Dan Zika. His forehead is getting bigger every time I see him. So he's got Zika. Dan Zika. I'm quoting it. Coining
Dan
it.
Zika. Well, let's talk a little bit really quickly before we play another Devangelist song. Obviously, in the time that we've seen you last, you've played some shows, or I would
lot
hope
of
that you would have
shows.
played some shows. Tell us a little bit about your favorite show that you played, maybe the worst show that you played within that time frame. You know,
Well, I'd love
Things?
to talk about a show that we just played.
Ooh, do it.
maybe 2 weeks ago, and that was at it's actually at a youth center
Really?
in Grays Lake called the Oasis.
it's funny
And-
that you played a youth center.
It was for
Yes.
the kids.
It was
For the
and it was
kids.
it was packed with under 21, or even under 18.
Did you sing to a 12-year-old?
There was 12-year-olds.
There
were
probably
12-year-olds, yeah?
Coley went and found out how old everyone was.
How was their response to Crocodile?
they loved us.
They wanted more?
They loved us. They were definitely the one thing that I loved about the show too. We were also playing with a group of bands. Actually, I wrote down their names just so I wouldn't forget them. Apotheosis, Triguna, Insurgents Inc., and Tenebrism.
Insurgents Inc. is really good. We've seen them. Two
Okay.
guitarists, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're
I actually
they're
used to
awesome.
teach the bassist lessons for like 2 years.
Did you
so
cry? You're all
I'm
grown
so
up.
proud. So proud. But he's playing bass and I taught him guitar, but that's just how versatile I made him.
Or maybe he was like, "Fuck Dakota, I want bass next."
He's like, I'm done with this shit. But no,
Dakota doesn't know his shit. No, I'm kidding.
We had a good time. That was definitely the most sober we've been at a show probably ever. But it was
The breath you took. Ever.
It was just nice to see a young, for me personally, I'm 35, to see this young generation of metalheads. It made me feel really good. And these weren't just back in when I was younger, it was like new metal or, just kind of these offshoots of metal like deathcore, just anything that's been over the years. This was just straight up metalheads. And
yeah, there
it
was like a 14-year-old kid wearing a Death shirt. When I was 14, I didn't know who Death was. It took maybe till 16, but I was pretty impressed. It's like, wow, this is going to keep continuing. Thank
That was
God.
just a really fun show. A really fun show with a young generation. It just made me feel good about the next generation coming up. So that was definitely a fun show. They're going over the memes still. We're still on the memes.
So the Death shirt you brought that up. That's just an idea played in my head, but knowing the Death logo, it was iconic also for the metal scene. I mean, Death, it was everywhere. People know that because of the scythe and all that stuff. Just like the Misfits logo is iconic and is well known. So recently I read an interview that I believe it was Jerry only that did it, but he said the Misfits logo is bigger than the band.
They've turned into a brand.
They've turned into a brand, which I feel like Death is one of those things too that some
No.
people
No.
sometimes will
Not
wear
to
the
that
shirt and
extent.
not to the extent. But
I
does
don't
that
know.
14-year-old really listen to Death as much as his shirt might say he does?
Because he probably had, I don't think
Maybe.
they sell Death shirts at Hot Topic. They definitely
They
no,
sell.
not
did
that.
at
They
one
did
period
at
of
one
time.
Well, they
point.
sell Misfit shirts at Dollar General. You know what I mean? Like you can fucking get a Misfit shirt anywhere and pretend like, yeah, I know the Misfits. But like with Death, I feel like you have to kind of, I don't know. I haven't been to Hot Topic in a while, I guess, but you have to go out of your way to get a Death shirt.
They started selling suicidal tendency shirts.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I feel like Death is a little bit further off than Misfits, but
Well, I was just wondering.
But
Just because,
Morgan,
I saw.
You would be surprised though.
I don't know. I don't know how. But anyway.
I'm wearing a
when I-
Misfits shirt today, and
When
I did
was
not
14,
get it at
I
Hot
knew who
Topic.
Death was. That's because I went out and found Death.
You may have got
Right. Exactly. That's kind of what I'm
Death.
saying.
So we have a couple more tracks to play of Devangelist. What is the next song?
Let's
that you
shake it
wanna
up and
play?
do
Shake it up. Shake it up. Woo, woo, woo.
none of that.
Sorry.
Let's shake it up and do algorithm.
Algorithms. All right, perfect. Here we go.
You're listening to The Metal Experience.
We've assembled a collection of bands who have drummers.
I do magic.
Well, it's easy if you try, Dick.
Now sit back and listen.
Woo!
Oh, jeez.
We just heard Algorithm by Devangelist. I am Luke O'Blaze with Morgan Danielle, the chin hair of knowledge. And Danielson just showed up drinking a delicious looking beverage.
2 X's.
2 X's. And Devangelist, we just rocked out. We're here with Dakota and Timmy. Rocked out
Hi,
to
gentlemen.
Algorithm. What is that song about? And it kind of goes, it looks like it kind of goes along with your logo. Your logo, Algorithm.
Al Gore.
Algorithm.
I don't know. To me, like I kind of came up with the name when we were writing it. I was using a bunch of contradicting modes and a few different modes that shouldn't go together normally. And it kind of felt like I was doing math as I was writing it. So we just kind of, that's what I came up with, algorithm. And then Doug kind of wrote about just a really complicated murder scene, pretty much.
Nice. So then with when you guys write music, do you come up with the titles of the songs and then Doug goes off of them, or how does that?
That one I kind of came up with the title and Doug went off of, but normally he comes up with the title or we come up with it as a group.
Okay.
Yeah, he just wrote a song. Well, didn't just, but we've had a song for a little bit now. But he wrote a song about Evil Dead. He calls it Chainsaw Love Song. So
What'd you say? Chainsaw
Love song.
Love Song?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So it's one of our newer tracks.
I like it a lot. Well, speaking of chainsaws, you guys have some upcoming shows too.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell me every single one of them.
He wants all the sexy details.
We have a pretty busy October ahead of us. We have Saturday, October 8th. It's at Porter's Tap, which is on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond, Indiana. We're playing with a band that we've played with a couple times over the years, and we love them, called Testimony.
Oh, nice.
From Indiana.
Testimony's the shit.
Designing the Flaw, which we played a show with at Livewire not too long ago with them, and those guys are awesome. So we're playing with Testimony, Designing the Flaw, and Forge. We also have a show coming up October 5th, and this is a pretty big show. This is called Zombie Walk, Metal on the Rocks. This is an outside show. It's at the Jack Benny Plaza at the corner of
15th.
October 15th. What did I say?
5th. It's okay.
My bad. Yeah, thank you. October 15th. It's in Waukegan. It's right outside of the Genesee Theater. And this is a huge show. It's got Everything Must Die, Wings of Severance, Ourselves, Escapist, Cervicera, excuse me, Vicious Attack,
Cerveza,
Sacrificial Massacre, Purge, Myopic Void, which actually Myopic Void was fronted by a guy named Matt who used to be in Fatal Intoxication, and then Shooter's Tour. So that's a huge show. It starts at 4 p.m. It's a free show.
What?
Yep, a free show, an outside show. They basically shut down the block,
street, yeah.
and they have
For
this
Devangelist.
show. Yes, and we are one of the big bands on this show, so that's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Called Zombie Walk because is there a theme to it?
It's a
Halloween.
Halloween show.
But I mean, are you supposed to dress up?
Yes,
to
you can
it?
dress
Yes?
up. There's a lot of zombies that are floating around. There's just all kinds of food, beer going around. It's
I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go.
It's definitely a can't miss show. It's
I want to
from
go.
4 p.m. to 11 p.m. So that's October 15th in Waukegan.
Oh my God!
And then Vicious Attack has vocalists now?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think they had a fill-in until they found a permanent one. So I think they
gotcha.
were going back and forth between their old vocalists to have them fill in for what they had booked.
Gotcha.
But I can't tell you which one is singing for them.
I'm anxious to see them. It's been a long time.
They're always fun.
Very
I
thrashy.
don't know how
Love it.
they have such a hard time keeping a vocalist, though. It's really sad because they're very talented.
I mean,
happens.
They had the one, and she had to do stuff, and then they just had the one other one that was a short term.
I think
It's not
the
like they've
short
gone
term-
through like 8.
I know, but I just don't know why they.
Anyway,
can't keep a
enough of
vocalist.
Morgan's voice.
What?
What else you got
First,
for me?
it's you don't talk enough during the interviews. You need to chime in more, and then it's like, oh, you don't talk. Now, shut up.
You're talking too much.
I am not.
Calm it down.
Go eat that orange off the floor.
It's an orange peel.
So then,
Sorry, Timmy.
October
Timmy.
29th,
Timmy bastard.
we're also playing another show with Designing the Flaw.
Woo!
Our buddies, we were definitely trading shows. So we have October 29th in Winfield, Indiana. We're playing with Designing the Flaw
Winfield.
and a couple other bands to be announced. And then we're also working on another show, which will be shortly after that, probably the weekend after that. It's not confirmed yet, and that's at our local town bar in Mundelein, Illinois, the Irish Mill. We have penciled in, not confirmed. We got to get the date confirmed, but then it would be DD Disfigured, Designing the Flaw, Bastards Asylum, my other band, and then Devangelist. So the Irish Mills is always good times.
We got one more that might happen also at Brower House in Lombard
Stop it.
with former members of Maggot Twat.
Are you serious
What?
right now?
It's in the works. We're working on it.
Whoa.
Right?
What is
Something Z.
the name of the former member Maggot band?
I just heard there's two guys
Maggot
from
Not?
And then also with Gorfinage. Gorfinage is another
Yeah.
Mundelein area local band that we've played with over the years.
So we'll keep you posted if you follow our Facebook.
Yes, please.
We'll let you guys know so you
That's
can
in our backyard.
spread the word.
It's something Z is that band you're trying to think of.
I am a big fan of Maggot Twat, and I was very unhappy when they called it quits.
I was too.
It
Not as good
sounds
as
like
you.
they're up to something, or at least a few guys from the band. So
There's only 2 guys
Yeah.
in the band. Their drummer was a PVC pipe puppet. His name was Dick Pancakes.
Hey, I got his PVC glove.
Yeah? I didn't know that was a thing. Anyway, there's Pizzerman what and Pizzerman something else are the two other guys.
Fun times.
They're goofy.
Okay. Z-Chord, which is the Mega Twat guys. Monger, and then Gorfinage. And that'll be at the Brower House. We're shooting for November 14th.
Woo!
Nice.
That sounds
Very
like
sweet.
a party.
That's right down the street from us.
It is.
We are hanging
Super
out
tempted.
in Uptown Elmhurst
Yes, we
at
are.
Fitz's Lanes.
Every
with Fitz's
single
Spare Keys.
week.
Every
Join us.
gosh darn
It's
Tuesday.
free.
And so, Timmy, you said you're in another band, too.
Yes, Bastards Asylum. We're based out of Kenosha. Actually, our guitarist used to be an Devangelist. His name is Denny Patrick. He's also been in a lot of other Kenosha area bands. And then Vince Talby is also another guitarist in the band. I used to be in a band with him, a couple bands back with him back in the day, Blood Rights, and then another band called Crucified Deformity. They're more local around here, like Northfield. So I got Vince and Denny, and then we also have Corey as our drummer, Corey Fox. He's been in several bands. He's in another band right now called 38 Double D. We're basically just a straight up death metal band,
Nice.
just meat and potatoes death metal, and it's definitely it's just a nice side project for me because Devangelist is the technical death metal side of what we've always done. So this is just more like along the lines of Slayer, Testament, thrash, death, just a nice little mix up that we do.
I like how you refer to it as meat and potato death metal.
That sounds like a very successful like Wicker Park restaurant. Meat, potato,
death metal. That would actually probably fucking bank.
We should look into
You want
that.
to open up? I've got management experience in restaurants.
I'll put up my $46 life savings. Let's do this.
Let's do it. I'll put up my $81 in life savings.
We're set.
We're set. Meat and potatoes death metal.
I can be your hostess.
No.
What?
Okay.
Could I be a bartender?
No.
Derek, you've never
All right.
bartended in your life.
Who gives a shit?
You could be the DJ.
You
You're
hired.
the DJ.
Fired.
Just playing death metal all night.
Well, this is a good transition to the Chin Hair of Knowledge speaking.
Our new DJ, who's only playing death metal at Meat and Potato Death Metal.
DJ Chin Hair. All
What do
right.
you-
Here
Oh.
we go, bro. Time to sit back and relax and listen to the one that the metal gods themselves gave us. It's time for the heaviest of them all, the Chin Hair of Knowledge.
All right, so I got random news and tour news.
I want that tour news first. What you got?
Okay, I only got a little bit, but In Flames and Hell Yeah have announced a U.S. co-headlining tour. It starts 11/14 in Maryland and runs through 12/19 in Oregon. On 11/30, the tour will be in Chicago at the House of Blues, and the support on the tour comes from Ashes to New and
I
Source.
love them. Anyway,
You
and
would.
And then Battlecross has announced a U.S. tour after they join Soilwork, On Earth, Woven War, and Darkness Divide.
it's with Allegiant, and they're
Yeah.
not coming to Chicago, and
It's,
I'm fucking pissed.
Allegiant and Necromancy in the Stone, and it's they'll be in Valparaiso, Indiana at Big Shots on 12/15.
That is tempting, but that is winter.
Yes, it is.
is winter.
And then Giraffe Tongue Orchestra. Who? It's a band that features
Giraffe Tongue
Orchestra.
Orchestra.
Have you ever fed a giraffe?
No,
We have.
It's
There's a we in there.
It's a
I
band.
paid for you to feed the giraffe, bitch.
$3.
It's It's a supergroup featuring Ben Wyman of Dillinger Escape Plan, Brent Hines of Mastodon, and William Duvall of Alice in Chains. They have announced their first ever U.S. tour in support of their new album, their debut album, Broken Lines. The tour kicks off 11/29 in Massachusetts and goes through 12/10 in Michigan.
It's a very
12/3.
small tour.
Yeah, 12/3 it'll be in Chicago at the Bottom Lounge.
Chicago.
I kind of want to go to that too.
That's a pretty interesting supergroup.
I pulled
yeah.
my stylus out for that one.
And what's her name?
Good job,
the
Dakota.
actress.
Juliet Lewis.
Yeah, she also is a member of that band. But
Of Giraffe Tongue Orchestra?
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
What does she
What date is this?
She play the tambourine?
it's
No.
Sure, where's it? 12/3. But I don't know.
That's December.
I don't know if she'll be there though, because originally they were saying she was the vocalist, and then William Duvall of Alice in Chains got announced as their legit vocalist.
Hold on, I'm looking this shit up.
Text her and ask, Morgan.
Yeah, text her really quick.
I don't have her number yet.
You can get it. It's all right. I'm a volunteer firefighter.
Coming
You can
out
get it.
September 23rd, and she is not listed as the members. Derek, goddammit, you got my hopes up.
I remember I saw something of it was.
Well, it's not.
Okay, well, fine.
It might be the hidden member.
And then the last bit of the tour news, it's some unfortunate news, but a Malevolent Creation has they have canceled their 25th anniversary tour with support coming from Incantation and Seeker. Tour was supposed to kick off 10-6 in Georgia and goes through 10-26 in Louisiana with a stop in Chicago on 10-19 at Reggie's. And then another unfortunate thing, their bass player has decided to leave, and this sparks rumors that they're actually breaking up.
Nice. 25th anniversary tour? Nope, I'm quitting the band.
And then, the band might be done, but who knows?
Well,
sounds like Brangelina.
Whoopsie.
Good one.
Who gives a shit?
Loser face.
And then my little bit of random news is, unfortunately, Bolt Thrower has announced last week that they have decided to break up.
Said what, girlfriend?
Yeah. September 14th marked the 1-year anniversary of their death of their drummer, Martin Kearns, who was Bolt Thrower's longest drummer. And on the 14th, they released a statement by saying that with the death of Martin, that basically the band is done.
Brutal.
So the singer Carl, he has another band that's out called Memoriam with
Carl Hagelin?
No, he has a new band called Memoriam with Dudes of Benediction. And it's a straightforward, old-school death metal. So
Meat and potatoes?
Yeah, it's worthwhile checking out. They only have a demo and a single through Decibel right now, but they got a full length coming out later on this year.
Definitely a fan of Benediction.
Those guys are sweet seeing live.
Eggs Benediction.
Meat and potatoes.
Brutal.
Stop making me hungry.
Hollandaise.
I only ate a salad, guys.
That salad didn't do the job? That's a pretty big
No,
salad.
now it didn't.
Meat
Now
and
I want
potatoes.
steak.
Well, those 2 sips of soup didn't do the job? I ate the rest of it.
That's why you just fill
You
up
didn't
under
give me a chance to eat any of it,
So
really.
good.
I was like, maybe I'll sip on it, and then
You
you ate
took
all
too
of
long.
It was hot. It's soup.
It was good.
This asshole.
What else you got for us?
Amon Amarth has released a video called Razor Horns.
Wait, are we on random news now?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
It comes off their 2016 album Yulm's Viking. And
Say that word again.
Yulm's Viking.
Yulms? Is that like
Joms?
y'all? That's like y'all, but in Sweden?
Yes.
But in Viking.
Yes.
Yulms.
It's the video has a bunch of fans pictures and videos in it, but they also have decided to get I think it's over 50 or something other musicians or athletes that have actually
athletes?
Yes, which were part of the video.
What do you mean athletes? Like Michael Phelps?
I'm getting to it. Shut
Okay.
up. And some of the people include Zach Wilde and John DeServo of Black Label Society, Adam D and Jesse Leach of Killswitch Engage, Doro, Mile Petroza of Creator, Matt Heafy of Trivium, Mike McKenna, who was a goaltender of the Florida Panthers, King Diamond, Bobby Blitz of Overkill, Colin Scheidner, who was an MMA fighter, George Peros, who was a NHL champion for the Anaheim Ducks, Nurgle of Behemoth, and then many, many more people were part of the video.
Just super
There was
random.
at least 50 to 50, 60 people, musicians, along with the fans and everyone else. That was in a 4-minute video, so it was actually pretty cool. And then my last bit of random news is as Luco takes everything and throws everything down. But AC/DC bass player Cliff Williams has confirmed that following the band's current world tour, he will retire from the band.
I mean, he's been playing with them for 35 years.
Yeah, so pretty much the only left person standing would be Angus.
That's all you need, babe.
So it's Williams stated that it has nothing to do with Brian Johnson, Malcolm Young, or Phil Rudd leaving the band, but it's just for him. It's just time for him to retire and just be with his family.
They're getting up there.
Yeah.
They've been fucking rocking the world for many, many years.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got you got a band for us tonight. What do you got for us?
Of course I do. It's a band called Engorged from Portland, Oregon. Engorged. They play death metal and grindcore. And the song I got for us tonight is a song called Chain Gang off the album Where Monsters Dwell.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's do it.
Identity erased, where success no telling. Too much is out.
I expect that type of language at Denny's, but not here.
Well, that's too freaking bad. You hear me?
Because we're throwing it back to Morgan and Luco on the Metal Experience.
And we are back.
In black.
Yes, indeed. We just
Except
played
for
Chain
Timmy.
Gang off the album Where Monsters Dwell by the band called Engorge.
That was sick.
But enough about me. We'll be back to Evangelist, the Evangelist.
Enough about me. Let's, Morgan, take it away.
Well, you were just talking and talking and talking and talking. So
Talking about horror flicks. We're having a good time.
we are back. This is the Metal Experience. I am Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze, and that was the Chin Hair of Knowledge doing his thing. And we are still here with Devangelist for their third time.
The trifecta.
Jeez,
So
Morgan,
they haven't
it
gone
does not
anywhere.
sound
It is
super-
awesome to still be hanging out, catching up, telling stories, getting distracted from times to come in back from the podcast because we can't stop talking. So it's fun.
Having a good time.
So let's talk a little bit about
The live shows. You said you guys had
Yes.
played a ton of live shows since the last time you guys had come on. Give me the most embarrassing moment. Doesn't even have to be with the Evangelist. It's just
Anytime
over
Doug
ever.
talks in between songs,
Yeah?
that's the most embarrassing moment.
What does he say?
Well, just motor skills and speech at the same time go out the window.
I do believe we played a show in Indiana where I think Doug was trashing the crowd between our songs, which obviously to me personally makes no sense at all. I think we were all in the bag for that show. It was St. Patrick's Day. We played at a St. Patty's Day show down in Indiana. And
An Irish-ish bar.
Yeah, I drank a lot of green beer.
We ate Mexican food at the Mexican place
Yes,
next door.
Yes. But yeah,
Irish
that was
Mexican.
it's kind of embarrassing when you're on stage and your lead singer is trashing Indiana or wherever you are. You know.
What do you mean trashing? Like,
I think there
fuck you
just
guys.
wasn't much involvement, and Doug was very involved with beer that night, among other things. We've had embarrassing moments staying at friends' houses or other bands' houses after even that show. But I think, are you looking for more funny, embarrassing?
Anything.
Whatever
we
you
played a
want.
show with-
I got one.
Whatever you
go
want to
for it.
reveal.
I got one. So if anyone's been to the Mutiny in Chicago
Oh, yeah.
before, there's a fire exit ramp in the middle of the
Yes.
stage.
Yes.
So we were playing there. This was a couple years ago, but we were playing there, and Cauley, our drummer, was to my left, and I think I was the furthest back. Timmy was a little bit in front of
That
me.
was with World War IX, right, from New
It
York.
was World War IX, which was
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
That was awesome.
And I promise I was not nearly as fucked up as I've been at shows where I performed worse. But I was playing, and I got into it and totally forgot about that fire exit. And next thing you know, my left knee goes down, and the rest of me just kind of is like half laying on Cauley's bass drum or one of his toms or something. He's looking at me just laughing his ass off. Keeps playing. I just look at him. I just started laughing. I'm like, I guess I'm taking a knee for this one. There was nothing I could do because it was at like one of the most complicated parts of the song. So it's not like I can like regather myself. I kept playing. We played the song fine, but I went down. It was pretty funny.
He did it on a knee, kind of like how some of the football players nowadays.
Yeah.
You know.
I tried to roll with it, but it was,
He did it on a knee.
If you caught it, it was hilarious.
I definitely witnessed it. It was funny.
But
I
why
just
would they
kept
put a
rocking
fire
out.
exit in the middle of the fucking stage? Like,
Handicap people, you got to wheel them out somewhere. And that's a long bar. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
that's probably my most embarrassing moment
All right.
recently.
I mean, it's not a show for me if I don't fall down. So I'm used to falling down. I rock out so hard, I usually hit the dust at least.
He usually
once
gets
a
the
show.
backing plate for his bass to come off and his battery to almost go flying out.
Yeah, so there was this one show we played in Round Lake at Copa's. It was with Purge and I
Other
want to say
bands.
Survivalist from Kenosha. Good guys. And Wretched
Jagged.
Scrags.
Jagged.
Oh, Jagged. Jagged was there. Yep.
We've had all those bands on before.
Yes, all good guys. And I was just rocking out so hard that after I was done playing, I kind of just looked down at my bass, and it was just a poor, mangled mess. Just like I have a battery in my bass for the pickups, yes. And it was hanging out. Like there is a board that keeps it in there. It's clipped in, and then there's screws that are screwed in on this board on the back of my bass, and that had popped off somehow. The screws are all gone, and my poor D battery is just hanging there at the bottom of my bass. And I had played this whole show and not even realized it till the end. Like, wow, okay.
You're lucky you didn't rip out the innards.
I was like, wow.
I was rocking out hard.
Oh my God.
I was rocking out hard.
Christopher Walken has just joined us.
That was actually a really good show, though, too. That was
in pieces.
Good crowd. Just great show to be at. A nice little place, and I was rocking out really hard. But yeah, it's kind of sad when you're finished playing. You're like, how long was that hanging out there?
How long were those guys hanging down
How
there?
long was that dick out for
Yeah, kind of like
Harambe?
how Doug is in jail now. I don't know how far he got into the dying fetus set when he realized his dingling was hanging out.
Okay, so I just want to elaborate. He really was yelling "Dicks out for Harambe," and I think somebody on stage in the band, along with a bunch of people, were like, "Doug." Well, the guy on stage didn't know Doug's name, obviously, but everyone in the crowd was like, "Dude, your dick really is out," and he was like, "Oh shit," you know.
I want to see if there's YouTube
Oh my
footage.
God.
There is a YouTube of Origin playing Full Terror Assault this year in the rain in a thunderstorm, and that is an amazing YouTube to look up, amazing video to look up. That was I missed it. I was hugging a bottle of Jameson in my van. I was not doing too well.
I was taking care of the Tim.
Yes, but I saw the YouTube video of Origin at Full Terror Assault this year, and that was probably one of the most amazing sets. And just with the rain and the thunder and the mud pit, it was awesome.
And you missed it.
I missed it. I drank a whole bottle of JMO.
He got backstage or back hill.
Yeah, for
behind
Rotten
the stage.
Sound. I was watching Rotten Sound behind Rotten Sound. Like I was watching right behind the drummer and just drinking JMO with Ryan Cawley, my drummer, and Vince, my guitarist, and my other band, and we're having a good old time. But that's the last memory I have of that night.
I found YouTube footage of the pit at Full Terror.
Yes.
Dying fetus.
Now look for Doug's dick.
He's probably in there.
There might be some Doug dangling.
You might have to take a closer look and just hold the phone
Magnifying
up to your-
glass it.
to your
He's on a lot
face.
of the, like, if you go to the Full Terror Assault Facebook page, he's on a lot of the pictures.
With
and
his
there's
dick
like
out?
That they had to edit out, but they have they've got these like juggalo cages there because it's the. If you look on the map, it literally
It's
says
where the gathering of the Juggalos used to
it's
take
on
place.
the fucking map as Gathering of the Juggalos, which is crazy. But yeah, Doug spent a lot of his time in the cages that were provided by the Juggalos.
Jerking it?
Well, he met a friend there, and one thing led to another.
Wow. Doug. Jesus, guy.
Nice.
So how did he exactly get caught and put in jail?
I mean, have you seen Doug's dick?
It was so scary it had to be put behind bars. That's all we know.
Oh my goodness.
So speaking of shows, again, you guys have played a lot, but you've seen a lot. What is the difference that you've seen in the scene over the past 10 years that you guys have been
Scene in the
active?
scene?
So from audience crowd-wise perspective of you guys playing, how has it changed?
I think people are done with tight pants and breakdowns. At least, we're not playing with as many of those bands lately. They're not just coming out of the woodwork.
When we started years ago, it was hardcore. It was a hardcore scene, at least up in the northern suburbs. I can't really speak for Chicago, down what was going on down here at the time. But right when we were starting, we were in the northern suburbs playing a lot of little shows like Swing State and Gurney, just these little bars. And it was a hardcore crowd. It was the bands that were popular, like where if you were playing death metal, it was kind of out of the ordinary. And that the scene kind of emerged after that. It was
it's come back around. The older styling getting popular again, I'd say, but still changing itself.
But that we were able to play that show, like I was just talking about the Oasis in Gray's Lake, that it's just this young generation of death metal heads. It's a good feeling, good thing to be a part of.
I don't feel like we never did this, but sometimes it feels discouraging as a band. Like, do we have to start mixing in little techno breakdowns and keyboard shuffles and all this crap to stay relevant. And I feel like that's kind of fading away.
Run its course.
Yeah, which is a relief. It's not something we wanted to do.
And the super tight pants.
And the super tight pants.
The ball huggers.
No mas. No mas.
For some reason, I feel like Doug and Ryan would be the tight pants wearing of the group.
Well, Doug,
What?
yes. Doug,
No?
yes. Ryan's kind of like clearance special Wranglers.
I feel like you're lucky if Ryan wears clothes. Like he's that type of
Does
person.
he
They'll
show up
always
to your
wear
practice
clothes,
naked?
but
They just come off during practice?
they just never they more crumble off, I'd say.
Crumble off.
Oh, my God.
It's kind of like when you're a teenager and you use that one towel, and if you hit it with a hammer, it would just
Oh, God.
turn to dust. That's called it. But Doug's always on the up and up of what's going on with fashion. Express.
Hip
This
haircuts.
doesn't surprise
The
me,
shave
though.
the sides, leave part of it long, haircut. He's got that going
the
on.
beard.
Yeah.
Just the
Not anymore.
What's the
Not anymore.
the beard is back.
Prison's fucking him up.
Oh, yeah?
the hipster beard?
They're
He's got the
shaving his
hipster-
head.
The hipster
They're
beard and here.
doing
He'll
crazy
haircut.
come out.
shit
He'll be straight skinhead.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness. You guys have issues. Well, why don't we go ahead and play another Devangelist track?
Ooh.
Ooh, what do you guys want to play next?
The only song
This
they
would
have
be
next.
this would be Xenocorpse.
Xenocorpse. And that is spelled with an X. Fun fact.
That's
the
how you spell Xeno.
True
That's
story.
the funniest fact.
Okay, so what is a xenocorpse?
The body of an alien.
Did you come up with that, or was that
That was a Collie, right? That was Collie's idea.
because he's a big fan of the xenomorph?
Yes.
Is this
Got it.
Predator relevance?
It is
again?
aliens.
Okay, well, here we go. Xenocorpse is a great song. I don't know so much about the Alien Predator movies being cool, but
They are.
this is a cool track by our friends in Devangelist. Check it out.
Let's do it.
We'll
Dan. I play guitar.
This is Justin, the vocalist.
Corey, also play guitar. We are survivalists.
Here on the Metal Experience.
Woo! And we just heard another Devangelist track. That one was
Xenocorpse.
Xenocorpse. I am Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle, the chin hair of knowledge, Daniel's son, and we are rocking out here with Devangelist and Xenocorpse. So that's about some alien corpses.
Yep.
Specifically the H.R. Geiger's aliens.
Is there any other kind?
There are not.
Except for Trump's aliens.
Trump? Ooh, what are those?
Everyone he doesn't want in the country.
They're illegals.
Hillary called him a xenophobe. I'm just riding off of that.
Perfect. That was a good one. You got me good there.
With my pink boom mic comfort.
Yeah. Looks great on you.
Thanks.
Very good. Very good.
I like having pink things near my mouth.
With the new album coming up, what has been some of the bands that you've been listening to for inspiration, or some of the music that you guys have been playing?
We always, a lot of us are really into Aborted.
Fuck yes.
Meat and potatoes.
Meat and Potatoes is a good one, always.
Did you check out his other band, Oracles?
No. It's Sven's other band?
Yeah.
Sven Guli's?
Yes.
So originally he was in this other band with his old wife called Sift and Divide, and it was
Melodic
him
death metal
doing
meets metalcore.
the screaming and her doing the clean vocals, and then they got divorced and the band broke up, and now he's in another band that's similar to it, but they're called Origins, but they still have the female
singer of Oracles was the very last singer of System to that.
Wait a minute.
Did they get divorced because of the clean vocals?
No.
Probably.
I'm attributing it to that.
Oracles, right?
Yes.
Not Origins.
Oracles.
Oracles. You said
But
Origins.
if-
Like The Matrix?
Yes.
So it's like an old black lady on a bench singing?
Of course.
With blast beats?
Yes.
I'm there.
An old,
And
wait,
then Sven doing like the gutturals.
what did you guys do? What did I just miss?
We're not going back. You got to listen to this show to find out what we're
All
talking
right, I'll do it.
We're mostly hugely influenced by like bands like Psychroptic, Origin, Bloodbath.
Bloodbath.
Yeah, there's definitely bands, Decapitated, bands that really
nice.
motivate us to just be as heavy as we can possibly be.
Ooh.
You
That's
can say
usually what we're striving
Psychroptic
for.
like 3 more times.
Yes, Psychroptic.
I have a question.
They're from Australia.
Where are they from?
Wasn't it like Tanzania or something like that?
Yes, I'm probably mistaken on that.
I have a quick question.
I saw Psychroptic with Origin and Aborted.
So Decapitated, you like their new stuff? The
Yes,
new vocalist?
Blood Mantra.
No.
Blood Mantra.
See, he
are we
doesn't.
talking about? Or are we talking after Blood Mantra?
I'm only talking about the
I mean,
first few albums.
after. That's the newest.
That's the newest, yeah,
Yeah.
and I love it. I love the new album.
I love it too.
I love it.
What about the Carnival is Forever?
I don't.
That was the one right before that with the same
I
new
like
vocalist.
Blood Mantra more, but I think they were definitely finding their way on that album. Where Blood Mantra, they just blew it out of the park.
You got to go back to Winds of Creation, the Hill.
Oh yeah, I mean
Oh,
that's
fuck
you,
yeah.
you gotta love Nihility. It's that's classic Decapitated, but like yeah, the new version of it, absolutely. I definitely still love Decapitated.
All right. I just want to make sure because
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy, he's like, no, I don't like new Decapitated.
Blood Mantra is awesome.
So good.
It's good.
It literally stayed in my CD player in my car for like 3 months straight.
Yeah,
Morgan
it's-
could attest to that because
Yep.
she'd get in my car and be like, take this fucking CD out. I'm
I
sick and
didn't
tired of
hate
listening
it.
to
It just, he overplays albums. Like, it's to the point of, I know that you love it. You've been listening to it now, though, for 2 months. Give me back my fucking CD.
That CD's mine.
Well, I know, but most of the stuff is mine, so.
It's not true.
No, it totally is.
But what else? You guys said Psychroptic. You guys said Aborted, Decapitated,
Origin,
Cryptopsy?
for sure.
Origin,
Cryptopsy's
Yeah, Cryptopsy's
big.
big. Yep.
Bloodbath.
Bloodbath. I get a kick out of Infinite Annihilator. It's not really our sound, but I listen to it.
The brutal deathcore. I could go with some Infinite Annihilator.
With a little, homoerotic going on in there. If you've seen any of their videos, it's informative.
check out some like porno grind. That shit will get you.
I draw the
going.
line at Infinite Annihilator.
Like
It's
the
getting-
Waco Jesus.
No, I'm talking like cock and ball torture.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about like Jig Eye.
Jig Eye.
I'm talking about like Gozen.
Jig Eye.
I'm
How do you spell Jig Eye?
G
Yes.
IZEYE.
No, it's
Jizzy.
GIG.
Yes.
Jig. Gig.
JIG.
JIG.
Hyphen.
Yes.
Hyphen?
AI.
Okay.
They're from the Czech Republic.
They would be.
And they talk about like hentai and stuff like that.
Okay.
Have
All
you
right.
heard a band called Internment from Texas? I just saw them for the first time at Full Terror Assault. over the summer,
Wait,
and it was
wait.
Amazing.
Okay, now I know Interment because there's actually two different versions. There's the one from Texas, and then there's the one from Sweden.
Okay. The one from Texas is the one I saw at Full Terror Assault, and they were amazing.
The one from Sweden.
I've seen the one from Sweden.
We recently started jamming Arcania too. They're pretty badass.
Sweden.
Swedish style.
Well, this could be another new band you guys start jamming. Why don't we go ahead and do the Unsigned Band Pick of the Week?
Dun dun dun!
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right, this week we have all the way from Melbourne, Australia, the band Gravemind. We've got a twofer for you. The songs, this first one is a single, Death of Teolia, Teyolia. I've never heard or seen that word before, so I'm guessing that's what it is. And Scriptures of Torment. I messed that up twice. Let's do it.
He's sorry, guys.
Now
We are Conniption, and I am Michael Brigham.
I'm Bill House.
Andy Martin.
Cody Juke.
And you're listening to The Metal Experience.
Woo! We just heard Gravemind all the way from Melbourne, Australia. We heard a twofer. The first one was their new single. That was Death of Teolia. That's a crazy word. Look that up.
It sounded fucking awesome, though.
And then we heard Scriptures of Torment, and both of those were fucking jamming.
Agreed.
Well, I am Luke O'Blaze with Morgan Danielle, the chin hair of knowledge, and Danielson. Hey, Danielson. Hey, Danielson. And we're still rocking out here with Devangelist. We got Dakota and Timmy.
Yo.
And Doug is still in jail, and
Colley's still recuperating.
Ryan's still in the hospital with broken bodies. With his broken body.
He has a broken soul.
Broken soul.
He never caught that Pokemon.
From Pokemon.
That's what hurts the most.
Not the body cast, but the missed.
Not catching.
The missed Pokemon.
But the good news is Doug will be out of jail, and Colley will be out of the hospital in time for our next show, October 8th in Indiana. So that's good news.
Boom. Just enough recovery time. I like it.
Because today is 20th. Yeah, got plenty of time.
To get out of the full body cast. Get maybe
Plenty of time.
one practice in, and then...
That's all they need.
We just got to make sure we delete that app from his phone.
That's
Go app.
The what?
The Pokemon Go app.
Yep.
He will chase them during the show.
during
That's
the
a hard
set?
thing to do for a drummer.
He's talented.
Multi.
He's multitasker.
Multitasker.
Crazy guy, that one. Got a lot on your plate.
I want to know what app he uses to make all these wonderful memes and photoshops.
Well, I have this app on my phone.
What is it? Tell me now. It's all right. You can tell me. I'm a volunteer firefighter.
It's called Cut Paste Photos.
Boom.
It sounds so
There's more than
easy.
one in conjunction with that, I know.
Well, that's the only one you really need, because then you can cut a photo, and that's how you can basically cut your...
Is that it?
Does
it look like scissors?
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Oh,
that's
it's a camera. What?
Like that's the.
What, girlfriend? It was the scissors that were up, right?
It's like a weird kind of.
Cut, paste.
Do we just
photos.
switch formats to a meme workshop?
We're in a meme workshop, and we're gonna do photo penis.
So while we do that, I have some weird random questions to ask you guys.
What?
Sounds great.
So here we go. My first one is, what is the silliest prank you've ever played on someone? And it could be within your own band. It could be somebody else. Think about it.
Not too hard, but a little hard. It's all right. You can tell me.
Well, I mean, I couldn't tell you a prank that I've played. Maybe I'm just not that clever. I mean, I've made a lot of ribs or shots at people, but a specific prank, I couldn't tell you. But I know I can tell you about a time that a prank was played on me, and it was at a time where I was in the bag, had quite a few drinks. So a friend of mine took advantage, and I wasn't really passed out, but I was definitely on the floor, and they decided to grab a bag of flour and dump it on my head.
Oh, that sounds messy.
It was not fun, especially because it was at my house, so I had to clean that up, too. Yeah, it was not cool.
Sons of bitches.
How about you, Dakota?
There was one time a long time ago Doug was being a dick and then passed out. This was before I was in the band. We were just friends at that time. But
friends with benefits.
We put every single cigarette he had in his pack somehow into his gauge holes, into his ear holes, into his beard, into his nose. And he slept the whole night like that. and didn't realize it till he looked in the mirror.
There is a picture of this.
There is a picture of this somewhere on his page. If you look up Doug Taylor on Facebook, go to
Dougie
photos.
Fresh.
It's in there.
Dougie Fresh.
I'm sure there's better pranks, but you put me on the spot, Morgan.
I don't know. That's the point of putting some questions out there. You gotta think on your feet.
On your feet.
All right. So here's the next one. What song best describes when you first wake up in the morning?
What song?
Whoops, I OD'd by NoFX. No, I'm joking. Don't Call Me White by NoFX.
Those are both good ones.
I don't know. Eaten by Aborted?
Oh my God!
What about
please.
Eaten by Bloodbath?
Oh yeah, Bloodbath. That's what I meant.
I had one
That's my
desire,
favorite
my
song.
only
That
wish is
is
to be
seriously-
eaten.
That's every woman's favorite
I-
Bloodbath song.
I hate that.
But that
song
was
with a
based on
passion.
real events.
That's so gross.
That song's so good.
That
It's
guy,
so
the
gross.
guy,
It's so. I don't want to know, Derek. Talk about it. It's so gross. I don't want to hear
It
it.
was a real
I wanna hear it.
story that like a guy posted an ad on Craigslist like requesting that he wanted to be eaten, and a guy responded going, "Okay, yeah."
Was that in Germany or something?
Yeah. So it's a real story. And
Of a man being eaten. His only wish, his one desire.
was to be eaten.
Eaten.
If I had anything.
Okay.
My
And
one
on to Timmy.
desire, my only wish is to be eaten.
I'm sorry, I'm stumped. I don't have an answer for that one. I'm sorry.
You can't think of anything.
Wake up
I
in
can't
the
think of
morning
anything.
feeling
I
like
unfortunately
P.
like
Diddy.
have like my iPod that like.
What's that one
I
Sheryl
just-
Crow song you're always jamming?
Sheryl Crow. All right.
Something about waking up and putting on your makeup and
Oh, is that whole?
just taking the day on.
Just taking the day on.
Oh my God.
Just
The Timmy Bastard way.
Just taking all 12 inches of the day.
Okay.
Taking it down to the balls.
Who would you want to play you in a movie about your life?
Ooh.
You could also pick a various stage in your life if you feel like a different actor would be
More
a better
appropriate.
pick for that time of your life. But who would you want to play you in a movie?
Edward Norton.
I'd say Chino from the Deftones.
Can I pick one?
I guess.
I would want the little kid that says, I like turtles, to play me in a true life story about me.
I don't know why you think that is a perfect
Can I have the little kid from Stranger Things play me as an adult?
11?
No.
Oh, the goofy little kid?
Yeah, with the
Why
hat?
would a chick play
And the white-
Dakota?
with the
How
lack
does
of
that make
teeth.
any sense?
And
I
the
do have a
white boy,
chick's name. It's okay.
and the white boy afro?
Yeah, I had a white boy afro, so it's
Yeah?
funny. Yeah.
Nice.
I had the afro, and then it all fell out.
I like turtles.
I think maybe I want to change my answer to Chunk from the Goonies.
Boom.
That's a character. It's not an actual like actor.
No, it's the actor that played Chunk from the Goonies would also play Timmy from the Goonies
Okay.
in real life.
Did you ever have an imaginary friend as a kid? And if you did, what was its name?
Its name?
Mr. Bigglesworth. No.
Michael Jackson.
I'll go ahead and admit at one point I would write things in a book. It wasn't really a diary. It was just like a composition book. And my brothers...
It was a diary.
It wasn't a fucking diary. My brothers would take it and write shit back. And I just...
Did you think somebody just was like
it was
a
just
ghost?
It was just kind of creeping me out. And this was when Ghost Rider was on and all that shit when we were growing up. So I don't know. I didn't buy into it completely, but then like I stopped writing and I would look at it and there'd be like days and days of my brothers writing like, where'd you go? What happened? Why'd you stop writing? Did we scare you?
That's awesome.
I never had an imaginary friend. I've always had a very vivid imagination, but usually had to tie in with my love for professional wrestling. So I've always just imagined wrestling matches, I guess.
Okay.
If that counts towards anything.
Sure.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
You came up with
I can
people
come
to
up with
battle.
imaginary characters, imaginary storylines
Okay,
with those
well,
imaginary characters.
You were just a little bit more inventive than
I
most
always
kids.
thought I
You
was
took it to
gonna
a
be-
whole new level.
I always thought I was going to be like a writer for the WWE. That's
Oh
what
my
I always
God.
thought I was going to be for my
You
life,
need
or
quite-
a wrestler. But
you need
it
quite
never
the
happened.
vocabulary to be a writer for the WWE, right?
I don't think you need much of a vocabulary to be a writer for the W. So, if you were to become a wrestler, did you have a wrestler name?
Timmy Bastard.
I was actually
Bastard.
back in those days. I was known as the Amazing Chicken Tender.
What?
The Amazing Chicken Tender.
What's the backstory on that?
That was my old. That was my old wrestling name. And that came about one night.
Timmy
when me
Bastard, no more. I'm calling you Chicken Tender.
Yeah, this is
True,
news
that
for
was
me.
CT, yeah, CT back in the day. That was before Timmy Bastard.
You think you know somebody?
One time when we were young teenagers, we went to Fridays or Applebee's, Chili's, something like that, and they were trying. My friends were trying to dare me to do something stupid. So they dared me. One of them dared me to grab. I was eating chicken tenders, and to grab a chicken tender and like put it by my crotch and like jump on the table and say, "Everybody, look at my chicken tender!" And I actually did it. And after that, I was known as CT, Chicken Tender. And then that just became my wrestling name.
Did
CT.
your parents ever ask if they ever heard your nickname, what it meant?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I used to
That's
have
an awkward
backyard wrestling. I used to,
explanation.
I used to
Oh, Mom, I
have
put this
backyard
chicken-
wrestling federation in my backyard too. And I don't know. I don't know.
Dakota's shaking his head like, what?
Who is this guy?
yeah. We used to do backyard wrestling in my backyard.
See, you learn something new every time. This is why I ask these questions, because now you got stories.
So intimate.
Okay. One of your stuffed animals' names as a kid.
Big Fatster.
What was it?
I had this big ass bunny that I got from like Costco or my mom got it from Costco or Sam's Club or something, and he wore boxers and he had shirts, and again my brothers probably led me to believe that he was real. And
This was last week.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
I had to get rid of him when Doug went to jail because I just needed something to hold on to. It was getting a little weird for my wife.
What's his name?
Big Fatster.
Fatster.
It was an overly stuffed bunny from Sam's Club.
Oh my God.
It didn't come in a 3-pack. It was just one, but it had so much stuffing that I got my money's worth.
All right, Timmy.
I had a stuffed animal. It was a small bunny, and I just called him Mr. Bunny.
Mr. Bunny.
Oh. I'm back. I like Mr. Bunny.
Dan,
The
did you have
Fatster
one?
was fun.
Oh, were you just trying to catch it?
It just fell.
Gotcha,
What about
gotcha,
you,
gotcha.
Luco?
I don't think I had names for any of them. I didn't really name anything.
None of you were creative.
No. I had a stuffed football. It was just
Football.
Football.
Derek, I don't
I
think
loved him.
Derek had a dinosaur growing up he was attached to, and it
What
was
was his
green,
name?
and it was Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy the T-Rex, and he loved it, and he had a baseball cap and everything. He loved that dinosaur.
Still have it.
Still got
has
Sammy
it.
hanging out.
Sammy was
Somewhere in
cool.
my
We'll set up a play date for a Big Fatster and Sammy.
Yeah, he was a
They can
cute
change
little thing.
clothes.
I'll bring football.
See, the thing about being a girl is you still have stuffed animals. I was buying them even up until like
Yesterday.
You had fucking Webkins.
I owned Webkins, and I was obsessed with these virtual pets where I would buy the stuffed animal and play it online up until I was like 20. It was really sad because I would spend hours
Still is.
online playing and ripping these kids off in these chat room
Ripping
things,
kids
trying to
off.
get better items, and like, haha, I can trick you. And they got mad when the kids would do it back. I was like, fuck you, you know this shit. Some of them I were convinced were other adults because they knew too much. But
You know too much about stuffed animals.
Illegal stuffed
I
animal
named
trading.
them all. I had a ton. I have a ton.
Oh my
And now
goodness.
she just names her Pokemon Go.
No, I
All
haven't
right.
played that
What's
in forever.
what's the next one?
No, the next one is we're going to play actually a song that Timmy has from his other
Ooh,
band.
Timmy El
And it's a
Bastardo.
live track that he's convinced me sounds awesome. So we're going to play
Who told you that?
Timmy. Words from his mouth. It is the awesomest song you'll hear all night.
The
No, I'm kidding.
awesomest song.
So we're going to hear
Awesome
a track.
sauce?
Where was
All
this
right.
recorded? What is it called?
This is a show we played at the Hat Tricks in Kenosha. We actually practiced right up the street, maybe a block or two away from the Hat Tricks. So it's kind of our hometown bar for Bastards Asylum. This is Bastards Asylum Forbidden. This is a song that I wrote. I'm the lead singer and the bass player of this band.
Lead bassist.
Lead bassist, thank you. And this is a song I wrote about, it's called Forbidden. It's about workplace relationships.
Forbidden. This next song is called Forbidden. Goddamn right.
This is the Metal Experience, and now back to Morgan and Luco.
Dick's out for Doug.
It's Harambe's out for Dix.
All right, what track did we just hear, Morgan? Her.
Some Bastards Asylum Forbidden. Thanks for playing that.
Timmy, that is
Hell
one
yeah.
of your side projects, Bastard Asylum.
Bastards Asylum.
Bastards Asylum. Where can everyone find everything that is Bastards Asylum?
Basically, Facebook right now. We're going in the studio next month and recording our just an EP, just something to get out there. We have
Meat and potatoes.
We have merch. We have beer koozies. We have buttons. We have stickers. And we don't have any shows booked right now, but we're working on that.
Very cool, very cool. And we are still rocking out with Devangelist. We're still hanging out in the back room tonight. Fitz's Spare Keys in Elmhurst. You are always free to stop by or hang out the whole entire time. Whatever you want to do, we welcome it. I'm Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle, the chin hair of knowledge, and Daniel-san. Hey, Daniel. And Devangelist has been killing it the whole night, having a good time. But Morgan now has a couple, 2-3 things to say. Use.
Just winding it down for the evening because we are overtime, which is super rare. It's awesome. We've had so much to talk about and catch up on. So just want to give a brief rundown of what's going on, what has gone on this past week.
What happened?
Where we're going to be.
What happened?
Well, first off,
Morgan, what happened?
I attended Riot Fest, and those that didn't go, well, you can cry because you missed history. And the only person, okay, so I ran into 2 people out of the whole fucking place.
Who?
Chris Bob.
Chris Bob.
And he's from Strongman. And then, of course, I didn't see you, Dakota.
Well, I love Chris Bob. That's why I was throwing my arms up.
Okay.
He's
so
from Remora, right?
Chris Bob, yes.
Chris Bob.
Was in a Remora, now is in Strongman.
He was always in Strongman.
Always in Strongman. And then I ran into Kevin from El Famous.
Oh, nice.
But not Kevin Singleton. Kevin, the other Kevin. There's 2 Kevins in the band, just so you know. No? Okay, well, think about it. So, Kevin, I ran into there with his friends. So, I was surprised I didn't run into more people. Oh, nope, that's not true. I ran into Keith Humphrey and
Nice.
Joe from Ditchwater.
Keith,
So,
the biggest arms
yes.
in Chicago.
Tell me about it. He's just such a monster. You see, and you're just like, oh my God, that's one big dude. So, yes, it was.
I've never said that. I say that every single time I say
Yeah,
it.
see, exactly. So it was awesome. Rob Zombie was awesome for never having played Astrocrete with the band at all before the show. The fact that they pulled that off was fucking awesome.
How could they not?
They never practiced it. He even said
They never
they've
practiced it?
They never practiced. They never were in the same room together playing it. Nothing. He hadn't
Well,
played
they
the song
obviously had to learn it.
on their own
It was
because he was
badass.
touring with Rob Zombie, and it was all like Rob Zombie tour stuff that they had to learn it all on their own to play Riot Fest. So when they played, it was their first time ever
But
playing
it was
anything
Rob Zombie's
together.
band, right?
Yes, it was all Rob Zombie band. But he
John
said that he
Five.
hadn't played the song in like 20 years. It was
I mean,
awesome.
a
Then he
musician-
brought up
A
that,
musician like that should be able to do that.
and
I
then
mean,
he
come on.
said that it was like super weird and deja vu because Deftones opened for them on the tour that they were doing Astro Creep. So he was like, we brought these guys out on the road, and now we're playing with them again since then. And then, of course, like...
The big makeout session that happened.
Yeah, and then he played Dragula afterwards, which is pretty cool.
What is that called?
Dragula.
It's Dragula.
It's Dragula.
Dig through the ditches and birds.
Okay, you don't have to sing it to me.
In the back of my Dragula.
He was a little winded at that point.
He was.
Like, dig through the... And the...
But he plays
anyway.
He plays that song every time we see him, though.
Yeah, but it was
That's his bread
the
and butter.
transition into Rob Zombie outside of White Zombie. So, and then Misfits were pretty awesome.
Played every good song.
Played
Glenn
every
wrote.
great song. Yeah.
I've got something to say.
Yes, they played.
I killed some baby
He
today.
definitely sounded old.
He sounded old?
He sounded old.
You sound old.
How was Dave Lombardo?
I mean, he's a drummer.
It's a decent fit.
I mean, it's whatever. I'm not a Slayer fan, so it was. I mean, cool. They have a drummer. They're playing live. You know.
His friends call him Steve.
So I think it was awesome. That was what sold me to
Steve
go to
Lombardo.
Riot Fest. I mean, Bad Religion played a 6 set. I really enjoyed them.
That was nostalgic.
Yeah, I loved them. I mean, they played all the good songs too.
My member berries were showing.
But you know, Rob Zombie and Misfits playing is what sold me to go. Would I go again to Riot Fest? Probably not. Unless they do something iconic again, I'm not spending that money.
Iconic?
I wish I did
But
go
anyway,
see Sam Hain.
off of Riot Fest. Yeah, and just a weird crowd of them not responding really to music. It was bizarre. And Dakota saw it too. It was like no clapping,
No clapping, there was-
cheering. In between songs, it was like silent. Like there's 30,000 people here, and it's just like crickets.
For Misfits?
For Misfits,
For any band.
Yeah, I mean, you could hear people talking, but they weren't like cheering. There was like no real Misfit chant, maybe like sections, but like it wasn't loud.
It was kind of
It was weird.
compartmentalized too,
It
because there was 30,000 million
right,
fucking people.
but I mean, you go to certain areas and like everybody's cheering. You know,
Isn't
this
that
was
just
not.
Isn't that just like a thing? Like after a band plays, you just clap at least.
Well, and they
like,
weren't even
every
doing that.
person?
It was so super weird.
Yeah.
Not,
I mean, even
not
if
as
it's
many people just hyped. I don't know if it was because it was a 3-day concert, people were worn out by the end of the day, or if it was just so hot out during the day, people were tired. I couldn't tell you. It was just bizarre.
Leftover Crack was awesome, by the way.
Oh, shit. I really want to see
All right, so
Leftover Crack again.
local things coming up this weekend. Bandemonium 2015 family reunion. Our friends in the Dying Ultimatum were on the 95 Will Rock Bandemonium. It was a battle of the bands that happened at Home Bar in Arlington Heights last summer. And so they're doing a reunion with the bands that had played last year, just playing to, you know, get everybody that played back together and have a good time to remember the show.
remember.
So they put it at the Route 20 Outhouse in Wisconsin, and it's
bathroom?
going to be a Dying Ultimatum, Mixed Company, David Page, Day Rollers, and They Never Say No, all playing this coming Friday, September 23rd, up in Wisconsin. And our friends in Survivalist are unfortunately calling it quits. Next weekend they're going to be playing their final show,
And they
it's
just
going
put
to
out a
be
new CD.
It was an EP, yeah, of 3 songs. So October 1st, mark your calendars to go see them at their farewell show in Kenosha, Wisconsin at Hat Tricks. Still $5, 7 p.m., 21 and up. So
That's
it's
bad
going
news.
to be awesome to see them play, but sad that they're calling it quits. So we wish them the best.
They're
and
calling
they're
it quits.
Is that the interlude for what's coming?
Oh yeah.
They were good guys, and that sucks.
Yeah. Our friends in Pterodactyl King have tickets. This
Tickets?
coming weekend, they are playing The Wire in Berwyn. They are opening for Angel Vivaldi, who is a instrumental guitar player. So definitely hit them up if you're looking for tickets. I know they have them for cheaper than what is going to be at the door. So they've got a great opportunity to play with a phenomenal guitarist over at The Wire.
Speaking of tickets, I hear that No Conviction has tickets for
They
that
do.
Cavalier,
That was going to be my next one, the Cavalier
Oh my God,
Roots.
I just jumped that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
God damn it,
So it's October.
We gotta
Sorry.
redo the whole
I
entire
really
show
didn't
now.
read the script. I really didn't.
We gotta redo the whole entire show. Hi, I'm
October
Luco Blaze with the
5th.
Metal Experience.
At Reggie's, No Conviction, and our friends in Of Wolves are going to be playing with Max and Igor Cavalera in the Return to Roots show at
It's pronounced
Reggie's.
Igor.
Wait,
Well, I don't
there's
fucking
actually
know.
2 days.
I know there is.
not
And
pronounced
Combi Christ, All Hail the Yeti, and
Allegiant.
Oni, O-N-I. They're playing with them, so check them out. Ask them for tickets. They're going quickly. I know they're $30, but it's definitely worth it. Help the local bands out because, I mean, they're almost sold out of their tickets in general because it's so popular.
Crazy. One of the guys in All Hail the Yeti we interviewed in the
did.
Pinheads of Horror. He's a huge horror fan, and we did an interview with him over
Cool.
a phone interview. You can
Good.
check that out.
Good job.
It's called "Don't Answer the Phone."
Awesome. I'm so
on
proud of you.
Pinheads of Horror podcast.
Sounds like I need to be on that show, Luco.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a couple quick more shows coming up for you to mark your calendars for. Tonson also this weekend has a huge 2-day fest that they're playing. So going on at the Beat Kitchen, our friends in Tonson and El Famous are playing the Stand Together 2016 show. So on Friday the 24th, you have Tonson, Bubbles Erotica, Contra, and Whelp. And then on Saturday, it's Cup Check, Speaking with
Cup
Ghosts,
Check.
Action Adventure. And
It's all me.
of course,
all
All
me.
Famous is playing. So I think All Famous are playing both dates, but it's going to be awesome. They're great guys. Hex is
check.
being released on the 24th from our friends in Tonson. And if you see Luco and the Chin Hair of Knowledge and Dakota hanging out at Devin Townsend on Friday, if you're going, are you going? Timmy, are you going?
I wish I was. 'Cause
No,
I'm
but
a
you're
huge
going to go,
Between the Bear and Me
Dakota?
fan.
You guys are going?
Yeah, Luco
Luco
and me are
and
going.
the Chin Hair of Knowledge are going to be at the House of Blues
I'm
Friday
on my way.
seeing Devin Townsend Project.
I'm on
so
make my
If
way
it's not
down
sold
there.
out, I might as well. Oh no, Friday I can't. But yeah,
Friday night?
yeah, Friday I can't. Because I just quit my job and they're having a going away party for me on
Oh,
Friday.
okay. I might go. I
Look,
want
go
to
check
see
'em out.
Devin's
What
light
if you
up guitar.
What if you skipped your own going away party?
That'd be so Sid Vicious of you.
Woo!
Sweet.
But if you see me Saturday at Demolition Hammer, come say hi.
Demolition. It's pronounced.
Smashed potato.
Morgan, we playing this live track for them?
We are, but really quickly, let's do a recap of what's going on with Devangelist show-wise and where can everybody find you guys on the interwebs.
And nude pics, please.
Yes,
You
nude
want
pics,
some dick
please.
pics for Harambe's?
And
Well,
we're
we
doing
do-
traffic on the 8s in a second here, too.
Oh, perfect.
This
You can find us on Facebook.
2.
It'll be Devangelist. Is it Devangelist Band?
Yeah, Facebook.com/Devangelist Band.
That'll be us on Facebook. We're definitely working on some. We have lots of new music. We're definitely working on getting that out.
Tangibly.
Everything that you heard today can be heard on Reverb Nation. Also on our Facebook. You can also check us out on YouTube. Many of the live shows that we've played. If you want to come and check us out live, please come and check us out live. If you're down in Indiana, we're going to be in Hammond on October 8th. And then we're looking October 29th in Winfield, Indiana. But if you're anywhere in Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, you need to come October 15th, Zombie Walk, Waukegan, Illinois, right in front of the Genesee Theater, 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. The bands, I'm going to name them again, are just, it's as sick as a lineup as you can imagine for
The best local lineup possible.
local death metal, Illinois. We're all pretty much from Illinois here on this. You got EMD, Grind. They're just Chicago Grind legends. I mean, they haven't been around as long to be called legends, but they are awesome. And they're more than Grind. But EMD is headlining the set. Wings of Severance has been around a long time. You got ourselves, Devangelist, Escapist, Deathcore, awesome friends of us. Cervicera, Vicious Attack, Sacrificial Massacre, Purge, Myopic Void, and Shooter's Tour. So that's just an awesome show from beginning to end, 4 p.m. to 11.
Halloween
outside,
themed.
free. Just bring money for beer if you want beer, or if you don't want beer, bring money for whatever.
Dress up if you want.
Yep, it's a Halloween show. It's good times.
Show Timmy your titties.
Smoke weed, eat people.
Smoke the weed, eat the people.
Wait, it's smoke people, eat weed.
See the ash on that?
See the ash on
But yeah, that's about it.
That's about all she
Perfect.
wrote.
So there's one last track that you guys want to play tonight. It's another live track, but this time it's from Devangelist. And what is this track called?
It's one of our newer tracks.
Yeah, it's called The Culling. It's been kind of a brute force in our shows lately.
A tour de force,
if you will.
Is this going to be on the new EP?
Yes, it's going to be on the EP. Sorry again we couldn't play it tonight, but at least you get a sneak peek from the live track.
Rock and roll. And what was the track called again?
The Culling.
CULLING. Boom.
Awesome. Well, next week we are celebrating Luco's 5-year anniversary with
What?
Metal Experience, and we are hanging out with, for the second time, who have a brand new album out to promote too. Air Raid is coming back with us, so check us out. Fits and Spare Keys in Elmhurst. We usually start about 8 p.m. You are more than welcome always to join us, and we will see you next week. Thank you guys so much for coming back.
This is the Culling.
Devangelist.
And also check out the Unsigned Band Pick of the Week, Gravemind from Melbourne, Australia.
This next song is called The Culling. Fuck yeah!